following presentation of the
just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Prime Time. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Time to see what Patrick Mahomes can do here with his first possession. The quarterback out of Texas Tech getting set to lead this KC Chiefs offense.
And, of course, number one, trying to win the game today. But for him, it's always about Super Bowls, trying to get back to his fourth consecutive one. Fell short of the NFL's first ever three-peat in the Super Bowl last year. He wants to avenge that loss at the end of this season.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Mahomes. That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary.
He wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board. They're able to avoid that 3 and out. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Mahomes. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Room to maneuver at the 35. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease, feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that. continuing to let him throw the football.
They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. The end result, 21 yards.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Great coverage down in the end zone. He's scanning the field, looking. No one ever came open. So in the end, he makes the best decision and just fires it over the end line.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's 3rd and goal. Now here's Mahomes. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. Butker's kick here is good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
Almost certainly a future Hall of Famer, and he's still seeking the storybook ending to his career. But he had patience, looked around, took his time before choosing his team. And boy, they glad that he did, because he still has a lot of juice left despite being 41 years old. Finishing the top 10 in passing yards last season with nearly 4,000 yards and touchdowns as well with 28.
That seemed to be linebacking 101 on how to diagnose and stop a run.
And what we're doing nowadays is we're taking those former safeties, those bigger guys, and making them linebackers to utilize their speed. He just made an absolute beeline after he diagnosed that play and ended up making a nice tackle on it. Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Here's Rodgers. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. Nothing after one on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. Now Remigio. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, That's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a third down.
This is part of why this guy's got multiple MVPs on the mantle. We're used to seeing him make the impossible throws, but here Mahomes knows he's got nothing, so he wisely just gets rid of it.
Mahomes now to throw. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Keanu Benton, the one who got in to bury him.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
On fourth down, the Chiefs send out Matt Ariza to punt. The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
From the 35, here's 2nd and a couple. Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get
prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
On the give, it's Warren. Taken down at the 42.
But that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. This one into the hands of Metcalf. Oh, the gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Rodgers going to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 36. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. To the flat, that's complete to his running back. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Rodgers to throw once more. Right side complete. That's Woods. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
And it's third down.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. Throwing is Rodgers. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Quick slant here to Woods. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And they'll be left with second and a couple.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And in for the Steelers, touchdown. DK Metcalf from 6 yards away. And the Steelers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
The Chiefs will go back on offense here late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room.
Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Throwing now is Mahomes. He'll drop this off to Pacheco. They showed up a nice juke in the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal. kick here is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And with Rodgers behind center, you wonder if they'll take one shot at this. Down the left sideline.
And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
Extra point now by Boswell. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6.
So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the second half. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, they got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like.
And that's caught inside the 45. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 46 yards.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the third quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
A handoff for Warren.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now it's Rodgers. They'll find Metcalf. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3.
On the play. And it's 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
To throw, it's Rodgers.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they'll get this down to the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Running a jet sweep. This is Austin.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep.
If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
Now Rodgers. This will be caught at the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jalen Warren, a 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Boswell for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6.
The score, Steelers 21.
A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half.
Chris Boswell.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The Chiefs offense and their running back Isaiah Pacheco getting set for this next possession. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and made him a real weapon in the passing game.
He's going to loft one deep over the middle.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Got a man over the middle, Worthy. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Mahomes going to throw. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll bring up a second and short.
Brings up second down at their 49-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is when every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here's Pacheco once again. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Another Kansas City Chiefs.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall.
Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
Not
a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7.
To throw, it's Mahomes. This will be caught by Brown. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 16.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime.
We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. We're back now in KC.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Now Mahomes. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, 15 yards.
And the Chiefs are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So this now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a one-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for one here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was all capped by Patrick Mahomes using his legs to get in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Steelers offense and DK Metcalf getting ready to go back to work. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
Second and 5.
On play action, Rodgers. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field.
We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. In motion right is Austin. To throw is Rodgers.
Throwing quickly to Wilson.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Now a run with Warren.
And he's taken down inside the 30. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Steelers.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Well, I'm not quite sure how he got away from that first tackler, but he won't even be able to get it back to the line of scrimmage there as the defense rallies behind him.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
Throwing now is Rodgers.
Complete to Austin here over the middle. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 18. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Running a jet sweep. This is Austin. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. That's George Karlaftis greeting him behind the line with a big stop.
At the Chiefs,
As a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
Caught by Wilson. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Open man, that's the tight end fire move. And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we got a 1-score game. Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
It's now 4th and goal.
So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. This to perhaps salt this one away. Boswell's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need not great in your favor.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here comes Mahomes and the Chiefs. Down by 11. 1:44 to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Mahomes. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. 2nd and 6 coming up. Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
Mahomes to throw it.
Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
At the 23-yard line.
Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on first down. Steps away to his left. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part one of the equation down. Now they need to convert and get that onside kick. So certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a two-point conversion.
The Chiefs will set up for the two-point conversion.
They're going to keep it on the ground. But he will not get in here. He's stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. And it's the Steelers that come up with it. And that should just about do it. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Rodgers will take a knee here, and that should be all she wrote.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Kansas City.